Hello and welcome to Part 5 of the Food Safety course developed by Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools. This final session will concentrate on appropriate sanitation. Sanitation and preventing cross-contamination. The number one thing is cleaning. Cleaning is the process of removing food and other soils. Use approved cleaning agents. Number 2 is rinse. Sanitizing agents only work on properly cleaned and rinsed surfaces. Soap and food debris that has not been removed by rinsing will get in the way of the sanitizer making contact with the pan or equipment. Number 3, sanitizing. Sanitizing is the process of reducing the number of microorganisms that are on a properly cleaned surface to a safe level. Again, rinsing the food debris and soap residue off the pan is necessary to create more contact surface for the sanitizer to do its job. Methods for sanitizing includes chemicals, chlorine, which is 50 parts per million, and quaternary ammonia, 200 parts per million. Dish machines. Water pressure must be correct. Final sanitizing rinse must be 180 degrees Fahrenheit or hotter. Measure water temperature at gauge and record. Each school has a thermometer that is placed in a rack and used to check that the water hitting the dishes is at or above 160 degrees Fahrenheit. 3 compartment sinks. Wash. Water temperature at least 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Rinse. The water temperature should be at least 110 degrees Fahrenheit. And sanitize using chemical solution at recommended concentration. And 4, air dry. Do not hand dry. Also, it is very important to remember, never mix chemical sanitizers with washing water detergents. Measuring sanitizer strength. A test kit that accurately measures the concentration of sanitizing solutions must be available. The strength of sanitizing solutions must be measured frequently during use. Storing cleaned and sanitized items. Cleaned and sanitized items should be in a clean, dry location. Do not expose them to splash, dust, or other contamination. They should be at least 6 inches above the floor, and they should be in a self-draining position. Chemicals. Store chemicals separate from food, equipment, utensils, linen, and single-service and single-use items. If they are removed from a gallon jug to a spray bottle, the spray bottle must be provided by Alco with the same label. Safety data sheets. OSHA requires a safety data sheet, SDS, for all chemicals. It is important to know where the SDS sheets are stored. SDS books should be available to everyone, and SDS sheets show first aid measures and if any personal protective gear, or PPE, is needed for the chemicals that we use. On the screen you see an example of a safety data sheet. It lists important elements that you should know in regard to chemicals. Make sure that you contact your manager if you have any further questions about safety data sheets. Let's pause and test your knowledge about some of the information that we've just reviewed. First question, true or false? Quaternary ammonia sanitizer must be at least 200 parts per million to be safe to use. This is true. Quaternary ammonia sanitizer must be at least 200 parts per million for safe usage. Second question, true or false? A test kit should be used to check the concentration of chemical sanitizer in a 3-compartment sink. That is true. An appropriate test kit must be used to check the concentration of chemical sanitizers in a 3-compartment sink. Last question, true or false? Safety data sheets, or SDS sheets, provide information about hazardous chemicals. That is true. All safety data sheets, or SDS sheets, provide crucial information about hazardous chemicals. Let's move on to integrated pest management. Dumpsters, trash can, and recycle cans should be kept in an area that is clean. Dumpsters should be located away from doors, and the lids should be kept closed. It's important to use trash can liners, and it's important to empty and clean trash frequently. Insecticide application. It is important to leave the job to the professionals who administer this service. Storage areas. Keep storage areas well organized and accessible. Store flour and similar products in sealable food-grade containers. Record keeping. It is important to keep track of pest problems and measures taken to control those problems. When it comes to traps and baits, it is important to leave this particular job to the professionals who are knowledgeable about this service. No standing water. It is important to clean floor drains. Do not leave food debris overnight because they may attract cockroaches or other pests. Make sure to clean floors. Do not leave water pooled on floors. Empty mop pails and hang mops out to dry to prevent standing water. Let's test your knowledge of some of the things that were just discussed. True or false? Dumpster lids must be kept closed at all times. This is true. Dumpster lids must be kept closed at all times. Second question, true or false? Foods such as flour should be kept in a sealable food-grade container. That is true. Flour and other similar items should be kept in a sealable food-grade container. You have reached the end of the food safety course developed by Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools. The School Nutrition Department would like to acknowledge the following organizations that are represented on your screen.